Welcome, team, to another beautiful day in the state of Southern California. Actually, it's not that beautiful of a day. Unfortunately, the California fires have been raging. We hear sirens, firefighters. There's a lot of people at risk right now. So, in a moment of honesty and truth, please be aware of what's going on in California. Send your good thoughts, your prayers. If you want to help financially, you can. That would help out a lot. But the entire state, actually the entire country on the west side, Oregon, Washington, and California are currently burning. So, with that said, thank you for joining me on another video. And today I am here to speak the truth about why you haven't seen the Porsche Boxster featured recently on any of my videos. So, let's get into it. First things first, let me be 100% honest about my current situation. Number one, I live in an HOA, which if you're not from this country, it just basically means that it's a group of Karens that got together and decided to live gated away from everyone else because they hate everything. This HOA being very restrictive doesn't allow me to do much. I don't have a garage, so a lot of the videos that you have seen me do are in my carport basically, and it's not allowed. So I'm getting away with a lot, and I haven't gotten in trouble yet, but I have gotten a few complaints. Granted, I know there are rules, so no pity for me. It is what it is. But with that said, it makes it very difficult to get anything done on the Porsche. So now let's talk about the Porsche. The Porsche is a project that I bought knowing that I couldn't work on a project. And I cannot work on a project because of my current predicament. So what does it look like right now? Well, it's right behind me, but it's seen better days. Here is the Porsche, and right off the bat, you're going to see that I have constantly problems with the little pets that I see around here that are not leashed and just love to go up and down my car all the time. This is nothing but ash. The car has just been covered with ash completely, and I haven't gotten around to washing it yet because, again, it's not quite legal to drive right now. The reason why I cannot legally drive this car right now is because my tags are expired and the car is on non-operational right now. Why did that happen? Well, because about a week before I was gonna go and get the smog done, the check engine light came on. And after pulling the codes, it's something to do with the secondary air injection system, which means the beautiful and lovely troubleshooting of every single possible vacuum leak, check valve, secondary air pump, all of that, which really it's a pain. So I haven't gotten the time to open up the car and take a look at it. And because it's not really driving, it's just parked outside, getting ashed on, and just I'm sorry. I know. I'm disappointing the Porsche gods. Now, with my acquiring the 740i, that has become my daily driver. This has become more of a toy, a project that I really don't have a timeline for. Now, if you can see in here, I actually started tearing it apart. What my possible vision is to get this car maybe 80% track worthy, 20% street legal. Does that make any sense? It makes sense, which means that I still can drive it on the road, but for the most part, it's going to be better suited for the track. And I know what you're saying. If you're gonna build a track car, do not compromise, go 100% track, or keep it a daily driver. But I used to have an E30 that I had for over 8 years. I built it from the ground up. Coilovers, bucket seats, no AC, no power steering, bigger wheels, thin tires. It was not the most comfortable thing ever. It never was, and I enjoy the crap out of it, so spare me. I know what I'm getting myself into. If anything, this is a step up from that. But I digress. As you can see, I kind of started doing that, cleaning up the wiring, cleaning up as much as I can, but I cannot put the carriage in front of the horse. There are things that this car, being a project car, requires before I start trying to do any of these non-essential things. It needs tires. Somehow I got 4,500 miles out of some tires that I bought. I forget what they are, and honestly I don't care because I'll never buy them again. But I got 4,500 miles out of them. I don't have insane camber. It just, I don't, but I cannot just buy tires because I want to change the wheels. The wheels are not to my liking. Why don't I like the wheels? They use a giant spacer, and I am very much against spacers as much as I can help it. If anything, I want it to be the smallest spacer possible, but let me show you how big these things are. You can see in here, it's, I don't know, it's thick. It's all of this. All of this is a spacer right here. I would say maybe 20 mils or something. And everyone has their personal opinion on what is safe, what is recommended, and you know, what they like. And I don't like that. So these wheels have to go. So I can't buy tires on it right now because I need different wheels, and I may even downgrade to 17-inch wheels. I want a little bit more meat and more sidewall on my tires. So it needs wheels, it needs tires, it needs the secondary air pump fixed, if it's the secondary air pump. I mean, the whole injection system needs to be diagnosed and troubleshot, which means to do it properly, I need to remove the intake in a place where I shouldn't be doing any of it in the first place. Now, along with having to figure out a wheel tire combination, it needs suspension. It just rides like crap, so I do know that it needs struts. It needs springs, and if I'm gonna do all that and I'm gonna take it to the track, I might as well invest some money in it and invest some time in figuring out and dialing in the perfect setup for the track. It's an art to dial it all in, and I just don't have the time for that at the moment. And to finish it all up, there are some service items that are going to be due soon. For example, when I bought the car, I could tell that the coils for the spark plugs were on their way out. I didn't change them immediately because I thought they would hold. Well, now they're definitely screaming for help. Coils, spark plugs, and I'm due again for the oil change pretty soon. Now, all of these things are things that I can do. With the current predicament of my garage space and my working space, it makes it that much more difficult. Not only that, but every time that I'm out here on my carport and I'm working on something, I draw so much more attention to myself because I always have a camera pointed at me. So yeah, not the smartest thing to do. Oh, there's that cat. Oh, there's the cat. Oh, he just went behind the bush, but I love animals. And right now with COVID, it is not the top of my priority to get this car done. I need a reliable driver, which is what the E38 has become. And I bought that car specifically to fill those shoes. So I am very pleased with that, and I will be doing more stuff on that. But it does take priority over my toy. Also, I'm very excited that I'm actually going back to school and doing some other things in my personal life, and that along with looking for a new place to live so that I can have a garage. And if you know, looking for a place to live with a garage in California can be troublesome. Yeah, it's just this car doesn't really get the love that it deserves. I will give it the love it deserves in due time. But until then, that is the state of... Why did I just do all of that with the key in? That's the state of my Porsche Boxster 986. Until next time, guys, be good to each other.